Hello everyone, this is Tanya from Professor Tanya Speaks, and today we're going to be talking about the paragraph and the little things that you can do to make your paragraph more coherent and to improve the readability of your paragraph so that when your manager picks up your memo or your letter or your report, your manager will be impressed by your writing skills and will no longer say, "I don't get it. What are you trying to say?" Because your writing will be clearer. And when you give in work to your professors or your teachers, they'll say, this makes sense. I can follow you better. I understand what you're trying to say. So my goal today is to help you to improve your writing by making it more readable. But as usual, before we get into it, I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that whenever I release a video, you'll be the first to know. Now, let's talk about those paragraphs and let's talk about what to do to enhance their readability. Okay, so let us look at these two paragraphs. One doesn't have a topic sentence and lacks unity, whereas the other does. So here's the first one. January and February were two of the worst months in our company's history. Our sales were down 20%. Because of salary increases, our expenses rose. From March to July, we were able to break even. The months from August through December saw a very sharp increase in sales. Our total annual sales were the highest in 3 years. Now, you will agree that it's a lot of factual information, and if you read it closely, it would make sense. But let me give you an example of what you could do to make it even more understandable, what you could do to increase the readability of this paragraph. So if you look at this example, and later on, while you're watching this video the second time, because you need to watch it 2 times, stop the video and look back at the before and then compare it to the after. I've tried to help you a little bit by crossing out the sentences that didn't work and by using the red ink to show you what I've added. So the first thing that was added was a topic sentence, so that it sets the context for the paragraph, which is, in spite of a very slow start, last year was one of our most successful years. Now, that wasn't in the first paragraph, so you didn't realize that the information was trying to tell you that, because this is the essence of the paragraph. Then it says January and February were 2 of the worst months in our company's history, and that was how it started at the beginning. All true, but the context wasn't established. And then you see I've crossed out our sales were down 20. And I just put sales in that period were down 20%, because added in that period makes it more specific. At the same time, our expenses rose because of salary increases, and this also gives more context. However, from March to July, we were able to break even. The months from August to December saw a sharp increase in sales. This resulted in our total annual sales that were the highest in 3 years. So it closes off with a nice, tidy concluding sentence. And remember, the concluding sentence is the last sentence in the paragraph, and it should somehow echo the first sentence or the topic sentence. I usually tell my students that the first sentence is like the door. So you open the door, and then the supporting details in the body are the contents of the room, or the supporting details, which can be facts, evidence, statistics, but it should be a variety of ways that you choose to improve or to strengthen your paragraph. And then the concluding sentence is your way of shutting the door, your way of saying, this is the end of what I was talking about. Now I can move on to something else in another paragraph. So keep that in mind when you write your paragraph. You must begin with a topic sentence, the sentence that summarizes the main idea of the paragraph. Then you must have enough details that prove whatever it is your topic sentence said. And there are different ways of proving what your topic sentence said. You can give examples. You can give statistics. You can compare and contrast. You can have an extended definition. You can have a comparison. But whatever you do, it must support the topic sentence. And when you've finished with all of that, you must close the door and then end with the concluding sentence. And when somebody reads your topic sentence and your concluding sentence, they should see an obvious link between the two, because your concluding sentence, to some extent, echoes whatever you said in the topic sentence. Now, in addition to all of this, you must now add transitional markers to make sure that you tie together everything very well. So let me give you another example of a paragraph. And as you read the paragraph, you will see in red the parts that show the transitional markers. And once you put the transitional markers in, the reading flows so much better. So let's have a look at that other example. Now, this one is a comparison and contrast paragraph. The topic sentence is going to be explained by comparing and contrasting, which is another very effective way of writing paragraphs. So let's look at this. Memos and letters share certain qualities, but they differ in certain ways. Memos must speak clearly and concisely. Likewise, the letter will accomplish more if it makes its point quickly. Both types of communication strive for unity and coherence. That is, every sentence follows logically from the one before it. In turn, each sentence leads naturally into the one following. However, the forms differ, on the other hand, in that the memo usually takes up half a page or less, is informal, and reaches internal correspondence, whereas the letter usually runs from 1 to 2 pages, is more formal, and communicates with those outside the organization. Of course, both forms perform important tasks in different ways. In essence, choose the one which suits your current audience. Now, this is a well-developed paragraph. And as you can see, there are a lot of transitional markers, all in red, and they show the link between the sentences. That is what you must do when you write. Now, the rule is that you should really not go over 20 words, but you'll notice that one of these sentences was really long. It's okay to be long if it is properly punctuated, and most times it is not. But this one is properly punctuated. It is excellently punctuated. It's not mine. I actually got it from this textbook, Powerful Business Writing. So I won't take the credit for it. But whenever a paragraph is properly punctuated, it makes a world of difference. And to credit the former paragraph that was written by Michael Otti from BCIT. So if you do this, you'll have really good paragraphs. Just to remind you that some of the transitional markers you can use are set out here. So if you want to say in addition, rather than saying in addition, you could say again, also, furthermore, in addition. Or if you want to contrast two things, you could say on the other hand, nevertheless, yet, whereas. And if you want to talk about cause and effect, you could say consequently, hence, as a result. And when you want to summarize, you could say in conclusion, in short, in essence, to sum up in brief. So, and these are just a few. There are many from which you can choose. This is one of the times when I would say, Google it. Just Google transitional markers and you'll get a ton to choose from. Or any business communication book will have that information, especially Guffey, Bovey, any of those. So I hope this helps. And I hope you now understand what is required when we say a coherent, well-developed paragraph. Please watch this again and again until it makes a lot of sense and until it becomes easier for you. So thank you for watching, guys. So I hope it's clear that a lot of times a paragraph can be improved just by adding an array of transitional markers and just by including a topic sentence and then by closing off with a concluding sentence. So I hope this helps, and I hope that in your writing you'll be a little bit more thoughtful as you apply these very simple strategies. So until I see you in the next video, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. So until I see you in the next video, keep writing. It gets easier and easier the more you practice. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.